Goosebumps is rated Y7 because it may be too spooky for kids.
All right, let's do it. Haha. Hello, Goosebumps fans. I haven't addressed this, so why not address this? I didn't talk about the new future episode that could come from how I learned how to fly. How I learned to fly. But I'm pretty sure there's really nothing exactly. It's really nothing that's like an issue because, well, they have the technology though that make people fly. The only question is, will they actually endanger the dog? Which I kind of doubt they will, but the dog actually has to hover and stuff, so I think you most likely will be fine. The only interesting part is that, do you want it to actually seem truly believable, or are you just gonna let the dog to do whatever frig he wants? The dog is like, roar, 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 or he's just like there is like just going like as if he's a freaking reindeer or something. It's like, or he just stays still and he's just sitting there and it's like, well, we're using green screen to make it lift up. It's like he's just sitting there. He's not even on all fours. He's not even on his legs. I don't know what to tell you. I'll have to say the Wilson issue might be an issue, but it's like, it's not an issue if you just don't think about it. But I'm like, I have to think about it. The dude's a thief. The dude is a thief and a cheat. Unless you're going to actually show, which hopefully they will, hopefully they're smart enough and capable enough to actually just show how capable this guy really is. And the fact of where it's like, yes, he is better than him. He knows all the talents and he does good. And it's like, I'm sorry, but sometimes he has to freaking be tracing, or it's like, you're going to have to do something where you're like he got a brand new bike and you at least will just say secretly, he's like, I got a new bike. I was doing it because I got work. I even paid it off myself. I didn't need my parents to even buy it. I actually mowed lawns. What do you do for your stuff? And it's like, now that's cool. That would actually work. It'll make freaking Wilson look like an even bigger of a jerk, but at least you have explanations of why the frick does he have some valuable stuff. And also you have to talk about his dad too, because we didn't talk about his parents at all, and someone was like, oh well, his dad actually was also a talent agent, and that's how it was like, well, it's kind of puzzler where it's like he's showing off so many things that he has better than him, and yet he doesn't show off that my dad's a better talent agent than yours. It's like, you don't even bring dads in this? Of course. It's like, as a kid, of course you'll bring your daddies in it is. And they didn't do it in the book. And I'm like, does that really make sense? And then all of a sudden he has his own TV show. I'm like, I don't know how the frig did that happen. Someone just said that his dad might be a talent agent. And it's like, yeah, his dad is such a talent agent. Look at this. He got him a TV show. Look what his dad does. He opens for car washes and all that crap. So we got the later part of stuff, the later part. It's like, yeah, stuff that's like, oh, that's like minuscule. That's the starting base. While the other guy just starts at a freaking TV show. He already has a freaking TV show. So yeah, that's basically it. But I'm think there's really nothing wrong with this whole entire episode. It will basically be good. It's definitely good. The only messed up part is that there's no real scare moments. Where it's like, you would understand why this is like season 7 or 8 material. It's like, yeah, this is not going to be one that's touched because Goosebumps was supposed to be scary. And given I'm not going to do any more on how I learned to fly because the next book is already ready here, I would just throw this in there, even though it's like it's in the comments, but I'll throw it here too. It's like, the interesting part was like, why in the world isn't the flying lessons have a side effect to it? It doesn't have a side effect at all. And I'm like, well, if you see the birds on the freaking book cover, why not allow the side effect to be like, he can fly all right, but it attracts birds and the birds are kind of vicious. So it's like, I mean, that would actually work. That would be a good, interesting twist factor to be like, yeah, so we changed from the book and now it does have some turn off. That's like some real issue where it's like, you might want to get rid of it. And it gets even funnier where it's like, he has to get rid of it, officially get rid of his powers. And Well, the messed up part is that he lost the book. The book actually, so it's like, I don't know. I would have to say that you could actually just have a chase scene. You have a chase scene of the birds chasing after him, and he has to go to the junkyard, which sadly the junkyard has freaking birds too. So now it's like, oh, so many birds, so many birds. Oh my gosh! And he found a mattress, he found a book. He was able to actually find how to undo it. He undoes it, and then the birds just flock away. And then, of course, later on, you have Wilson who shows up later to him. It's like, yeah, I can fly still. Isn't this awesome? Yeah, I'm so better than you. And then it's like, squaggity, 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 squaggity. Dun, 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 dun. Which means that Wilson does not know the side effects, and the side effects is now catching up to him. Even though given is kind of interesting where it's like, okay, well, note Jack actually took half of it, while Wilson took the full amount. So it's like, we don't know exactly what's the full amount does to a person. And maybe because he didn't take the full amount, that's why it didn't happen sooner, because I think he took it like a day or so ago. I think took it like a day or so before Wilson. If not, then add that into it too. So it's like it works out where it's like, okay, so he had it a day and then it delayed even more because, well, so it's like now you have an issue of where the race won't definitely happen. The race won't happen at all. It's like, yeah, the race won't happen at all at this point. Instead, it's more like it's just he had to get rid of it. And, well, he might enter the race. He might go to the race and he's like, yeah, well, I can't fly anymore. It's like, oh, and then Wilson's like, oh, well, that means I win. But let me just do a victory lap just in case. And then all of a sudden, squaggity, 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 and all the birds just surround him. Because, well, the birds were following Jack for a while, so it's like, yeah, we don't know exactly what it is that could actually attract the birds in this version. So I think that would be pretty cool. Anyways, yeah, that's just a nice little spin-off just to say that maybe there could have been one extra turn for the horror factor. Because this was just a straight up book that's like, oh, this is a fun adventure. This is a fun what if. Only bad for those who actually hate to fly, or afraid of flight, or afraid of heights. This one actually would make it so that there is a turn. It's the fact that the birds that look vicious on the freaking cover, it makes sense that he's flying away from the birds because the birds are chasing after him because the side effect. Anyways, have a scary day. Have a scary night.